Welcome to the world of the imagination. I'm your host, Tom Bergeron. The Hollywood Radio Players, also known as HRP, have created an innovative Zoom hybrid format to present their anthology series of reimagined classic radio plays from the golden age of radio with today's actors for the contemporary audience. This is Radio You Can See. Now, even though HRP uses cutting-edge technology and the modern magic of Zoom, this company of performers and artists stay true to the original scripts from these iconic shows and utilize sound and special effects, era-specific props and costumes. The HRP multi-talented members alternate directing, editing, creating effects, music, and more. The age and gender of the characters in the plays are sometimes set aside to be portrayed by these versatile actors, just as was done in Shakespeare's time and traditional kabuki theater. Each month, HRP generously loans a first-look episode from their anthology series to the Motion Picture and Television Fund, MPTF, for your entertainment, and to raise badly needed funds for the many assistance programs MPTF offers to people of all ages in the entertainment community. MPTF has been doing this for over 100 years. Of course, the pandemic only increased the need hugely, so the help is absolutely crucial. This month, HRP is excited to bring you an episode from the beloved radio series Father Knows Best. This episode is based on the original script of The Christmas Show, broadcast appropriately December 24th, 1953, on NBC Radio, which starred America's favorite dad of the era, Robert Young. It still resonates today. Father Knows Best debuted on NBC Radio in 1949. It played for a record 203 episodes until it shifted to the newer medium of television in 1954. Robert Young was the only cast member of the radio version to make the transition to the television show, which ran from 1954 through 1960, first on CBS, then NBC, and then back to CBS. Father Knows Best was an emotional compass for countless American families, and the TV version garnered 2 Primetime Emmys for Young. He also has the rare honor of having 3 stars on the legendary Hollywood Walk of Fame, 1 each for radio, television, and film. The golden age of radio began in the early 1920s. It lasted through the 1950s, when television eclipsed radio in popularity. Many of the stars and hit shows of radio, especially scripted programming, variety, drama, and comedy, moved over to television during the 1950s, but radio kept news, sports, talk, and music, which is the structure of radio we still know today. Lee Purcell, Michael Carnegie, and MPTF are the producers of this collaboration between Hollywood Radio Players and MPTF. This production of Father Knows Best, The Christmas Story, was directed by Lee Purcell. Starring Rick Scarry as father, all roles are portrayed by the Hollywood Radio Players. Edited by Michael Carnegie. Please consider making a tax-deductible donation of any amount to MPTF by clicking on the link below. If you could also click like and subscribe below to see upcoming shows from HRP, it would be much appreciated. You can also follow HRP on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The website is HollywoodRadioPlayers.com. And now, please enjoy the Hollywood Radio Players production of Father Knows Best, The Christmas Show.
Well, the town of Springfield is lovely to behold this Christmas Eve. About noon today, the first snowflakes began to fall, and soon the air was filled with a whirling Christmas. Came down heavily all afternoon. Now every lawn and park is white, every roof and chimney top. And out on Maple Street this frosty Christmas Eve, every house seems to have its windows brightly aglow. Every house, that is, except the Andersons. They're not home. You see, well, let's go back to 10 o'clock this morning. Margaret was wrapping packages on the dining room table, and Jim was helping her.
Hold your finger on this, will you, dear?
Mm-hmm.
There we are. That knot should hold, don't you think?
Honey, are you planning to send me along with the package?
Why? What's the matter?
You tied my thumb in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. There.
Mm.
Now, I wonder if there's anyone I've forgotten.
Well, from the number of packages scattered around here, you couldn't have forgotten anyone. Not in Springfield, anyway.
Oh, there's not that many there. Just looks like a lot.
I can't figure it out.
Hmm?
We don't know that many people.
All right, now look. This one goes to the Kirbys.
Mm-hmm.
Remember last year they gave us that lovely salad bowl and we only sent them a card?
Mm-hmm.
This one's for the Morrises. I feel we certainly owe them a gift.
But honey, if the whole
Now
idea...
wait. You asked me a question and I'm answering you.
All right.
This package goes to the Rodneys. I didn't send them a thing last year, and the year before they gave us a huge box of pears.
I know, but there are so many...
The big box is for the Carters, and then there's the Blakes and the Rogers and the Milbanks and the Duplains and the Newmans and the Lewises. They all gave us something last Christmas. You see, I keep a record of these things, dear. I have it all written down.
Well, that's fine. I'm not objecting to the idea of remembering our friends at Christmas.
Well, you wondered why all the packages.
Well, it just seems that suddenly Christmas has lost something. It used to be so much simpler. The spirit of Christmas had a different meaning.
Well, I know, dear, but when people have given to us...
That's it, honey. It's become a matter of bookkeeping. Christmas used to be a quiet and beautifully religious holiday, a time for the children, a time for bringing happiness to others. And what has it become? A mad scramble to buy a lot of things you can't afford to give to people who don't need them.
No, dear.
Why can't we have Christmas the way it used to be? Quiet and simple with the real Christmas spirit. When you gathered your family and friends around the fire and the children hung up their stockings and the church bells on Christmas Eve and the carolers singing, that's the way Christmas should be.
I know, dear, but it's...
Mother,
I'm in the dining room, Betty.
I'm going to wash my hair now, Mother. So if Janie calls, will you take the message?
What message?
Well, it's very important. You see, Janie knows simply dozens of girls who work at Burton's department store, and they're going to call her the second Ralph comes in the store. And then Janie's going to call me.
Princess, if you'll forgive my unseemly curiosity, what is the purpose of this elaborate spy system?
Well, to find out what Ralph's going to give me for Christmas, naturally.
Oh, naturally.
But dear, a Christmas present was supposed to be a surprise.
Of course, Mother, but how can I be surprised if I don't know what kind of gold locket that's heart-shaped with my initials on it he's going to buy me?
Oh, wait a minute. How's that again?
I'll be upstairs, Mother. If Janie calls, you needn't call me to the phone unless the locket is a wristwatch.
Well, if that doesn't beat...
No, don't let it upset you, dear. She's just a normal teenage girl.
But honey, the whole idea of Christmas is to...
Hey,
stay
Dad!
home.
Mom!
Oh, dear.
We're in the dining room, bud.
Hey, tonight's Christmas Eve. Can you believe it? Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And you better go down to the basement and bring up the decorations for the tree.
We haven't got a tree yet. Besides, I haven't got time right now. Joe and I got to get some stuff together. We're going out with Christmas carols.
Christmas carols? You?
Oh, no, don't question him, Margaret. Thank heaven there's one person in this family who has the true Christmas spirit. Allow me to congratulate you, son. You have the right idea. Nothing finer on Christmas Eve than to go around singing carols.
Oh, we're not going to sing them, Dad.
Oh? What are you going to do with them?
Well, we got a deal with Gus down at the used car lot. He has a sound truck, you know, with the big horns on top and a record player inside.
Oh, no.
Now, wait, this is a cool idea. Gus is going to drive the sound truck all over town this afternoon, and Joe and I, we're going to be inside playing the Christmas Carol records.
But that's...
Well, I'm not really going to play the records. Joe's going to do that. And I'm going to read the commercials.
Commercials?
Sure, for Gus McCarthy's used car lot. Joe plays a carol, and then I read a commercial. I got some real cool ideas. How do you like this one? It starts out, Rest ye merry gentlemen in a 1936 two-door sedan with white sidewall tires.
Oh,
Bud, maybe you better.
Or what fun it is to ride in a 1940 Club Coupe with overdrive and new seat covers.
now look, Bud.
I
This
saw
is
Mommy kissing Santa Claus in a 1948 convertible with radio and heater. How do you like those? Pretty good, huh, Dad?
pretty good. Bud, have you lost your mind? This is Christmas.
Your father's right, Bud. That's carrying it entirely too far.
But if I don't work on the truck this afternoon, I won't get to ride on it in the parade tonight.
Parade? On Christmas Eve?
Sure, the big Santa Claus parade. They're going to have floats and bands and cowboys, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, what? No skyrockets? Well, now I've heard everything. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men, introduced with a brass band.
Daddy,
What is it, kitten?
when are we going to get our tree?
Oh, you better go down and get one, dear. They'll be all gone.
I could have gotten one wholesale from Gus's used car lot. He sells Christmas trees too.
Oh, can we have a purple tree this year, Daddy?
A purple tree?
They're selling them on the vacant lot next to the pool hall. Red, yellow, pink, orange, purple. You can get any color you want, except green.
Oh, if you're talking about the tree, I vote for a pink one.
What's wrong with green?
Nothing, except it just looks like a tree.
What's a tree supposed to look like?
Daddy, can we get one of those neon lights?
Oh, for Pete's sake, neon lights, purple Christmas trees, brass bands. What has happened to you kids? Have you forgotten the meaning of Christmas? Have you forgotten everything you learned in Sunday school?
No, Father. It's just that things are different now than when you were a boy. This is 1953.
Different nothing. You can change everything else, but not Christmas. Am I right, Margaret?
You have the floor, dear.
Well, the whole trouble is that Christmas has been turned into another super colossal all-color production. Well, it's all wrong. And as far as this family is concerned, we're putting a stop to it. This year, we're going to celebrate Christmas as it should be celebrated, simply and naturally, without all the whoop-de-doo and falderall. This is going to be a real Christmas.
I don't understand what you mean, Father.
Well, to begin with, we're going to not buy one of those painted trees. We're going to get in the car and drive up to Pine Mountain and cut our own tree.
Oh, boy, can we, Daddy?
You don't really mean that.
Oh, certainly I do. Now, you kids gather up some warm clothes. Bud, get the saw out of the garage.
But Father, it's at least 50 miles up there.
You can buy a tree for a couple of bucks, Dad.
Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about. All you kids can think of is buy. This is a part of Christmas you've never even experienced, going out into the woods and cutting your own Christmas tree.
The weather forecast says snow today.
Oh, we'll be up there and back in 3 or 4 hours. It's not going to snow that much. And besides, I have chains. Now get your coats.
I'm getting mine. I am ready, Daddy.
Oh, this sounds really peachy Christmas.
Oh, it will be, Princess. You'll see.
Dear, I have all those packages to deliver to the Rogers and the Newmans and the...
Well, throw them in the car, honey. We'll deliver them on our way back.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Am I sure? Margaret, believe me, this is going to be a Christmas none of us will ever forget.
Are we almost there, Daddy?
Another mile or two, maybe.
Father, it's starting to snow again.
Oh, is that snow coming down?
It isn't cornflakes.
Well, it's just a little flurry. There's nothing to worry about. Come on. Cheer up, everybody. It's almost Christmas Eve.
What is there to cheer up about?
Joe's probably out on the sound truck playing Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly and selling cars like crazy.
We're not talking about that, remember?
Okay.
Now, if you kids think you have a hard life, look at that little grocery store back off the road there. Miles from everything. How would you like to live there?
Well, I wouldn't. That's all. I just wouldn't.
What if you had to?
Well, I wouldn't.
What if you had to?
I said I wouldn't.
Yeah, but what if
Father,
you had to?
They tell Bud to stop it.
Bud, stop it.
We're almost there, Daddy.
Oh, it won't be long, kitten. Look at all that snow drifting down. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to have a white Christmas.
It's lovely, dear, but do you think we should try to go any further?
It's just around the next bend.
Why we had to drive clear up here into the wilderness to get a Christmas tree.
You'll understand, Princess, when we're back home this evening, when the fragrance of the tree fills the whole house. Oh!
What happened, Daddy?
Nothing. Just a little, the snow's a little deeper here.
Oh, we're not moving.
Are we stuck, Dad?
No, we're not stuck.
Why aren't we moving?
Dear, we can't go any farther. It's snowing so hard now, you can't see ahead. Can you turn around?
I won't try to turn around. The only thing we can do is to back up.
We're not moving.
What's the matter, Dad?
I'm afraid we're stuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jim, we can't be.
Well, there's nothing to get excited about. We'll get out of here somehow. Take the wheel, Margaret. Bud and I are going to get out and push. Come on, Bud.
I can't even see.
Well, what?
What do you want me to do, Jim?
Put it in reverse.
I can't hear you.
The snow is getting deep, Dad.
I can't move it. Shut off the motor, Margaret.
So what do we do now, dear?
Well, we'll have to leave the car and walk back.
Walk back.
Yeah, well, come on, everybody out. Take the keys, Margaret.
All right. Button up your coat. Kathy, Betty, bring those 2 blankets.
We can't walk all the way back in this snow.
I know that. We're going back to that little grocery store we passed. It's only about a quarter of a mile. Close the car doors. I'll carry Kathy. Oh, okay. Now we're all stay together.
You better hurry. It's getting dark.
Daddy,
Yeah.
it's almost Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yes. Almost.
I got snow in my shoes, snow down my neck.
Do you see where you're going, Jim?
Yeah. I can see.
Marooned on top of a mountain in a blizzard.
All right. Stop complaining. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, we could have come up here in our bathing suits.
I don't know why we had to come up here.
Yeah. What was the idea?
Well, I'll tell you, my freezing friends, this is that warm and beautiful event known as a simple old-fashioned Christmas.
Well, as I said earlier, the white frame house on Maple Street is dark this Christmas Eve. About noon today, Jim Anderson revolted against his family's attitude toward the Yuletide and decided that this year they should discover the joys of a simple old-fashioned Christmas. Nice thought? Yes. How's it working out? Terrible. They drive up to Pine Mountain to cut their own tree and ended up in a snowbank. Now with the car abandoned, Jim and the family groped their way through the blizzard toward an isolated roadside store like this.
Oh, I think my nose is frozen.
How much farther is it, Daddy?
Well, it must be right ahead of us. If it weren't snowing so hard, we could probably see it.
There it is, Dad. See the light?
Yeah.
There's the store, Mommy.
Oh, well, thank heaven.
Oh, that looks real pretty for Christmas Eve, doesn't it? A holly wreath in the window.
All I'm interested in right now is getting back to Springfield. I'm supposed to be in at least 3 parties tonight.
If we get back in time, I can still ride in the parade with Joe on the sound truck.
All those gifts are still in the car, Jim. We have to get them out somehow. They have to be delivered tonight.
All right, just one thing at a time. Let's get in there and thaw out first.
Oh boy, nice and warm.
Daddy, look at that. They've got a fire in a barrel.
That's not a barrel, kitten. That's an old-fashioned pot-bellied stove.
Oh, this looks like the kind of store my father used to talk about.
Yeah?
Look at the stuff hanging from the ceiling. Lanterns and snowshoes, all kinds of junk.
By golly, it smells just like the old general store back in my hometown.
Who runs this place?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lum and Abner. Hello? Anybody here?
Be there in just a minute.
Where's the telephone?
Oh, it's here someplace.
You children had better take off your coats now.
I was just putting the bacon on the stove. We weren't expecting anyone in tonight. How did you folks get up here?
Well, our car stalled up the road. I wonder if we could use your telephone.
Well, you'd be most welcome to use it if we had one.
No telephone?
Well, hello there. Is that your car snowed in up the road?
Yeah, that's it. That's ours.
We must have passed on the road without even seeing each other. I just walked up there to see if you needed help.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you. We were just looking for a telephone.
Well, I guess the nearest phone is down at the Harper's place. Isn't it, Tom?
Yeah. And you'll never make it down there tonight, not with the snow coming down like it is.
But how are we going to get back to Springfield?
I'm afraid you're not going back there tonight, miss. Probably not tomorrow either.
Oh, groan. There goes Christmas and all our plans.
Oh, I wouldn't feel too bad about it, miss. It may not be so noticeable, but it's Christmas here too, you know. And since Maggie and me were marooned up here, in a matter of speaking, and since you folks are stranded too, well, why don't we just say we're all stranded together? Snowbound, as it were.
Well, that's very nice of you, but, you know,
We just can't move in on you.
Well, why not? You look like nice folks, and Tom and me are alone here. I'll put some more plates on the table, and there's plenty of beds upstairs.
Oh, can we do it, please, Mommy, please?
It seems like a dreadful imposition.
Oh, it's nothing of the kind. I'm Tom Terrell, and this is my wife, Maggie.
Oh, how do you do? Well, we're the Andersons. The little one is Kathy, our boy Bud, our daughter Betty, and my wife Margaret.
Hello.
And I'm Jim.
And we're happy you're going to be with us.
Thank you.
We hadn't planned much for Christmas. It's just the two of us, but now that there's some kids around, by golly, it's beginning to seem like Christmas. Come on, help me light some of those lamps, Bud.
Okay?
I'll tell you what we always used to do with our youngsters at Christmas. We gave them the run of the store. So help yourselves. Candy, cookies, whatever you want.
Go help yourselves.
Oh, man.
Steady now. Don't get carried away.
Oh, Mother, look at all those adorable old-fashioned teacups.
In a minute, dear.
Look here, Bud. Oh, my goodness. Look at this.
Yeah, but look at this.
Listen to him. My golly. It's good to hear youngsters around the place again.
How many children do you have?
Two, a boy and a girl. Oh, but they're grown up now. Gone away. Seems like such a short time we had them with us. Well, would you like to come in the kitchen with me, Margaret?
Yes, I'll help you put things on.
Jim, if you want to hang up your things, the bedrooms are right up the stairway there.
Oh, good. I'll take these blankets and coats up.
Wait, you kids finding anything back there?
Oh, sure. All kinds of stuff.
I found a school book back there, Mr. Terrell. It's the same one I use.
Yeah, it belonged to my daughter. She looked a lot like you when she was your age.
Did you have some kids, Mr. Terrell?
Yes, Bud, we had two.
Where are they, Mr. Terrell?
Well, they've grown up and gone, Kathy.
Aren't you lonesome without your children?
Yes, we are sometimes. I think we miss them most at Christmas time. You kids don't know how much you mean to your folks at Christmas.
We never thought about it.
I guess we always just thought how much Christmas meant to us.
We used to have our Christmas tree right here by the stove. Judy and Bill would decorate it and put the candles on it, the tinsel, and the stars, and the little glass bells. They're all in the box back there in the corner where the kids packed them away.
Don't you have any Christmas?
No, Kathy, not anymore. There's no one to decorate the tree.
Tom, I need some wood for the stove.
All right, I'll get it. I'll get it.
What are you crying about, Shrimp?
I just feel sad.
But
Yeah,
are you thinking what I'm thinking?
maybe.
Well, climb up on a box and get down those snowshoes. You're going back to the car.
Well, what's wrong with the children, Margaret? They didn't eat.
I don't know. They're plotting something.
They ran me out of the store. Told me to stay back here and locked the door.
Maybe better go out front and see what they're doing, Jim.
Oh, they're all right, honey. Leave them alone.
Whatever they're doing, they've been at it for over an hour.
All right, everybody, come in now.
Turn off all the lamps.
Well, for goodness sake, what are they doing?
Well, let's go in. Well,
What in the world?
Well, will you look at that?
It's Christmas Eve. Remember?
Oh, a tree decorated with little candles.
From the Andersons. Merry Christmas to Mr. and Mrs. Terrell.
If that don't beat all.
it's beautiful, kids. How did you do it?
Well, Mr. Terrell said that they had the decorations, so Bud went up to the car and got the saw and some things, and then he went out and cut the tree.
I helped put on the decorations.
Look what's under the tree.
Where those packages come from?
Santa Claus.
You can't open them till Christmas morning.
Margaret, aren't those the packages from the car?
I told them they could do it, dear. They changed the tags.
I guess this is a miracle, Mother. We finally have a family again, gathered around a Christmas tree.
Just the way it used to be.
Snow coming down outside, candles on the tree, a warm fire in the stove.
Oh, it's lovely. Lovely.
The only thing that's missing is the Christmas carol. Judy, when she was a little girl, would stand at the top of the stairs, and the way she sang it, it reminded you of the angels that sang it to the shepherds on the wondrous night. Kathy? Where is Kathy?
O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie above thy deep and dreamless sleep. The silent stars go by, yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight.
Father,
Yes, Princess?
thank you for our first real Christmas.
This is Rick Scary. From all of us in the Anderson family to all of you, a most sincere wish that the Christmas spirit in its fullest meaning be yours for now and always. Good night.
You know, there's no other evening in all the year like this night before Christmas. Now, after weeks of busy shopping, folks are warmly settled in comfortable living rooms, looking forward to the excitement of tomorrow morning. Well, we hope you find just what you wanted under that tree.
Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson. Until then, good night. In our cast tonight, Rick Scary as Father Jim Anderson, Nancy Wilson as Margaret, Chris Frost as Bud, Dave McAllister as Betty, Amalicia as Kathy, Kay Jones as Maggie, David Westberg as Tom, Ed Williams as second announcer, sound effects and editing by Michael Carnegie. Our director has been Lee Purcell. Father Knows Best, based on characters created by Ed James, was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Paul West and Roswell Rogers. This is Jake O'Flaherty speaking.